Novice's question was, what inspires you to be an artist? And my answer to that is everything, everything. I look around, I want to paint, I want to draw things that I see. You just appreciate things that are around you and different ways to communicate that and express that to different people. If you see this painting right here, I painted that and it was just a spur of the moment kind of thing. I didn't plan it. I just liked these colors, decided I was going to draw some shapes. I actually had that canvas taped up before. I wanted to do something else, a project that I did in college that I thought was really fun, and it ended up being something else. It was just supposed to be a black and white, but you know, stuff like that. I have a sister. She also likes art, and she did this. And she used wax. You just have to test it. What's so fun about art is that you can do whatever you want. There's no rules. Just express yourself. Make what you want. And when other people like it, they show the same appreciation and maybe they'll buy it. Who knows? It could be very lucrative for you. So, in a nutshell, everything inspires me to be an artist. And there's so many different ways that you can turn it into a job. You don't have to just be a painter because you like art. You don't have to be a sculptor like, you know, what you see on the cartoons and TV from, you know, back in the day. But you can turn it into a job. You can be a graphic designer if you like computers, if you like graphics, if you like video games. You can combine that with your creative ability. You guys can be fashion designers. You can express it in the way that you dress yourselves. And other people could like your style and then just trust that you have style because they like your style anyway. You make things, put it out into the market, see what happens. People already like what you have on. It's not that big of a risk, really. You just have to be smart about the business aspect of it. Jerry's question was, how long does it take for a brand to become available in stores? As a designer, I work a year ahead of time. A year to a year and a half ahead of when the sneaker actually gets released in stores. If you're designing a brand from scratch that nobody knows about it, it's never been in stores before, usually that process takes a little bit longer because there's a business side to it, there's a legal side. You have to know how to market your brand. How are people going to find out that your brand even exists? And then you have to create a system where you know what's going to come next after you release that first collection. So you have to have the money to back that. You have to have the ideas. So you can't just release a brand into the market without having at least a couple seasons already thought of, so that if that product does well, you have something to follow up with, and then you're just working ahead of time. So we work about a year to a year and a half ahead of time. For the most part, most fashion companies do that. Milette's question was, how much fabric do you use? And that answer really all depends on what project I'm doing, because there's two different stages to developing sneakers. There's the stage where you're testing out your design, which is called R&D. That's short for research and development. During that time, it's just a sampling stage, and we make about 4 to 6 samples, 2 to 3 pairs. And during that time, I think each pair needs about a half a yard or a yard, you know, just in case they mess up or something. And when you get into production, which is a different phase of it, once that shoe actually gets bought into stores, it gets mass produced, and the amount of fabric that's used can go anywhere from 500 yards of fabric to just thousands and thousands of yards. Last but not least is Avery's question. His question was, where do you get started if you have your own brand? And my first advice would be to get a book, or, you know, watch some tutorials on business. I actually have a book right here. It's called Starting Your Own Business, Black Enterprise. Um, there's a lot of good information. Read a book. They have everything. This is what they're here for. And also in fashion, a lot of the times it's about who you know, and so it's important to network. Definitely network, and set up a team of people. If you are very passionate about what you're doing, try to get other people passionate about it. And if there's people that believe that your brand can be successful, that your idea can be successful, then get them on board and uh, find ways for them to help. You guys have to balance each other out. There may be times where there may be a person that likes to work creatively and another person that doesn't like to work as creatively, and but you guys both believe in the brand. There could be someone who's good at math, someone who's good at drawing, someone who's good at talking to other people. You guys can all work together as long as you believe that your end goal is something that you guys can achieve. And once you get the brand started, just put it out there on Twitter, on Facebook, make its own website. Sky's the limit.